Kiara, good evening. This is Mary Joseph, a licensed immigration advisor with HIV Global. I am here coming live from Auckland with some amazing news. Okay, so yes, there was a very amazing special announcement today by the Prime Minister. This is regarding borders opening and a very, very important policy around students and student visa policies and post-study work visas. So I'm going to touch upon two most important things. One is border opening, and the second one is about student-related policies that are very, very critical. I understand for the kind of audience that is going to come in and watch this video, for you, it's important to understand. While there is a published information, I don't expect you guys to go through everything because it's complicated. It's not something that you can read and understand. It's policy, it's law. So immigration advisors like us will be in a better place to give you that information. Everybody who wishes to travel to New Zealand on a student visa, on a work visa, on a travel visa can apply for your visa from the 1st of August 2022. That means all the applications that have been suspended from processing offshore are now going to be accepted on the online immigration system. Also, there has been changes recently around the application system as well. We have now moved from one type of system to another one. So great news. Students, international students, please come in. Welcome, open arms. There's no MIQ required unless you're unvaccinated. You have also, the government has confirmed that there is no PCR test required from July onwards. So there's a lot of good news, right? With this good news comes a lot of other information, which is most importantly the policies around student visa and how that impacts you. So it's a pretty long document if you look at the rebalance of the student visa rights. But I'm going to touch on important highlight points which are very, very important. So the first important thing, so the changes that will be applicable, whatever I'm going to talk about, the changes will apply for anybody who's applying for a visa from the 11th of May 2022. That means from today onwards, anybody applying for a student visa, including the students who are applying for the cohort of the 5,000 students, you will be assessed or you will be eligible for a post-study work visa or say funds or anything according to this policy. Anybody who's already in New Zealand and have already applied for a course to study, or who are already studying a course which you're eligible for any post-study work visa or anything, will be old rules apply. That is before the 11th of May. But anybody applying from now onwards, onshore or offshore, the new rules apply. Simple as, okay? Now, what are these new rules? That's the more important thing. International students, the eligibility of the post-study work visa changes. So earlier, anybody studying at a level 7 and above were eligible for a 3-year post-study work visa, and then there was another clause where you need to be on the LTSSL for you to be granted 2 years and stuff like that. So that's a different policy. Now we're going to talk about what it's going to be from today onwards. First of all, it's the eligibility. Who is eligible visa? Number one, a bachelor's degree. Anybody who's studying a bachelor's degree. Second is anybody who's studying a bachelor's honors degree, a postgraduate diploma, a master's or a doctoral degree. These people are qualified straight away for a post-study work visa, right? Now, student undertaking a level 7 or below, excluding a bachelor's degree. So I'm talking about graduate diploma levels or diploma level 7 or certificate level 4, diploma level 5, diploma level 6. These people will qualify for a post-study only if you are studying a course relevant to the newly issued green list. So the green list is a list of roles and occupation that has a crucial shortage. Think of it as a refined form of a long-term skill shortage list. So if you are studying a course less than a bachelor's degree level 7, which is a diploma level 7, a graduate diploma level 7, certificate level 4, diploma level 5, diploma level 6, you will have to study a course which is on the green list. Okay, so this is the eligibility of who is eligible, right? I'm not talking about yet what is the currency of the eligibility, right? So these are the kind of people who will be eligible for the post-study visa. So the next one. Now the post-study work rights for non-degree students who have studied in the green list will allow the migrant in that occupation. You have to work only in that occupation, though you can switch employers. Now it's a little confusing, right? So if you are coming for a course that is diploma level 7, graduate diploma level 7 and lower, all the way up to certificate level 4, you will get a post-study work visa, however, with conditions. That means you can work only in that area on a post-study work visa. So if you're coming in for, say, a diesel auto mechanic course, you will be able to work only as a diesel auto mechanic in New Zealand on that post-study work visa. You cannot pick up odd jobs, you cannot pick up random jobs, you can't say do Uber services, which right now people on open work visas are allowed. So this is only for people doing graduate diploma, level 7 diploma or under, all the way up to certificate level 4. Please bear in mind, please bear in mind that this is very important. You might say, okay, how will the government, check? They'll have their own ways. Like breaching visa conditions is taken very, very seriously in New Zealand, right? So it is important that as a migrant on a post-study work visa holder, you are very careful about this. Don't worry about how they'll monitor. Be worried about, yes, they will monitor, right? So I've pasted that again. Now moving on. The next one. Post-study duration will mirror the length of the course except for masters and PhD. That means master's degree holders, master degree students and PhD students who are coming to study these programs will get the current post-study duration. In immigration terms, we call it as currency of the visa. So the duration or the currency of your visa is going to be 3 years. Masters and PhD students can get up to 3 years of post-study work visa, right? But before I go to that, please be aware that the course that you study for in New Zealand has to be minimum 30 weeks to qualify for a post-study work visa. The list that I told you initially, you will need to absolutely do a 30-week course, right? So when I say your post-study work visa will mirror the duration of the course except for masters and PhD, that means if you're coming for a 1-year PG diploma, you will get a 1-year post-study work visa. So it's cracked down from 3 years to 1 year. Now this immigration says it is because they want to make it proportional to the duration of your study. For example, if you're coming for a course that is on the green list and under level 7, that's a graduate diploma or say a level 6 diploma, which is a 2-year program, for example, which is relevant to the green list, then you will get a 2-year post-study work visa. So there are multiple scenarios here, guys. Okay, if you're coming for a 1-year program, say diploma level 5, which is on the green list, you will get a 1 year. But there are very few programs on the green list that are at a low level, guys. That's another thing that I want to focus over here. There are very, very limited programs that are level 7 and below on the green list. Okay, if you're a migrant, very, very keen to come to this country, study and work, it is important that you look at a postgraduate bachelor's degree and higher. Okay, a lot of students are also getting bachelor's cross credits. Yes, it's a level 7 course. It's more than 30 weeks, but you are getting a cross credit into another bachelor's here. But your course duration comes down to 1.5 years because you're getting cross credit. Your post-study will also be for 1.5 years, right? So if you look at it, it clearly says what I pasted down. I'm just going to paste that, the framing of that clearly. Okay. So the post-study work visa duration will mirror your course duration except for masters and PhD. As simple as that. Okay. If you're coming for a bachelor's, it's also based on the duration of the cross credit that you have availed. For people who are coming for a course at a graduate diploma level 7 or level 7 diploma and below, which is not on the green list, you are not eligible for a post-study work visa. Now, do you realize how important it is to talk to someone who has knowledge of immigration law to consult all this? It's very, very important. Not everybody and anybody can give you the right. So right now, I understand most countries around the world have unlicensed advisors who do not understand what immigration law is and where to even look for this information. Okay, so please be aware. I am going to stress on this over and over, of dealing with companies that do not have licensed immigration advisors. Okay, moving on, the next one. International students can no longer be able to apply for a second post-study work visa. That means if you finish a course, get a 1-year post-study, and you think, okay, let me study again, I want some more time in the country, you can study, great. But you will not be eligible for another post-study work visa. So there's no more the existence of a subsequent post-study work visa from this 11th May onwards. Even for people who are based here in New Zealand, if you apply for a subsequent course, you will not be eligible for a subsequent post-study work visa. So that is important information there. Students who are already commenced studying an eligible qualification under the current settings and who have applied for a visa or holds a visa that is specific study will be considered under the old post-study rules. So as I already mentioned this, if you have already enrolled, have already applied for a visa, then you're safe. If you're just thinking about it, unfortunately, there's no point applying for another course if you're keen to get a second post-study work visa. The next one, students who have started qualification offshore. I know that because of COVID and waiting, a lot of you would have started studying offshore, right? If you have started studying offshore, number one, and who have applied for the visa, from today onwards will be considered under the new rules. Yeah, so you will not be considered under the old rules, even if you've studied online already. Say you have studied 6 months. Yeah, right now you can basically work 20 hours per week while you are on a student visa for eligible courses only. You can work up to 20 hours per week to take care of your living expenses. Also, you have other things like working during scheduled vacations full time. More than likely, even people who are coming for masters by research and PhD will be allowed to continue working full time while on a student visa. There have been a bit of changes around funds, so this is important to note. I think already the students who have come to who are planning to study in New Zealand through the cohort, which is the 5,000 students, are already aware of this. But this will basically be now a rule for everybody else. From the 31st of July, the funds are going to be increased for living expenses from $15,000 per annum to $20,000 per annum for tertiary students. And for school students, it is $17,000, right? Now, if you're coming to New Zealand on a course that is lesser than a year, then there will be a pro rata. So 20,000 divided by 12, that is monthly. And if you're coming for a course that is say 8 months, 9 months, then you have to show only that much per month into the number of months of your study. So that is from the 31st of July 2022. Students applying for a post-study work visa, the funds required from today is $5,000. Currently, the amount required is $4,200. However, going forward, you will need to show $5,000. But important point is international students who are coming for a non-degree level program. That's what I've said. Graduate diploma, diploma level 7 and lower. International students will still be welcome to study a non-degree level study in New Zealand. After studying, you can apply for another visa, such as say you can study another course, or you can also do something called, you can also apply for an accredited employer work visa that is basically being introduced from the 3rd of July 2020. So accredited employer work visa is a very important work visa category for New Zealand, and we have already the process is already underway for it. You will have to apply through the employer. There is something called a job check, employer check, job check, and then eventually applicant check. So it's a pretty detailed process. Is a new process, however it's very quick. So accredited employer work visa is going to be open to people from offshore as well from the 3rd of July 2020. So if you're coming in for a program that's non-degree level, then you can still apply for a further work visa provided you have a job, provided there's a sub-sponsor, there is an employer who's willing to sponsor your visa. I know some of you might have questions saying, if I'm coming for a PG diploma and higher level and a degree level and higher, do I get an open work visa? Yes, you get an open work visa. Only for non-degree levels in the green list, you get a specific purpose visa, right? Where you have to work only with the industry in which you're coming to study for. But the rest get an open work visa, if that's going to be a question for any of you. Yeah. So you can apply for other visas after you finish your course, like after you finish, your post-study work visa. If you're getting only a 1 year and you want to extend further, you can. For that, you need to find a job. So after you finish your post-study work visa, or while you're on a post-study work visa, you can apply for other visas. You can apply for a resident visa or another type of work visa. We want to open the borders to bring people from offshore right now, purely because there's so much of need. The market is very, very active right now for people with high skills. So talk to us. Our numbers will be posted here as comments in a bit, or you can go onto our website, which is www.ajvglobal.com. Our toll-free number here in New Zealand is 0800 696977. Immigration has indicated that applications for partner work visas will be processed from July onwards, from the 1st of August, that is. So yes, that is great. If anybody's application is already in the pipeline, more than likely they will resume processing of those applications, and you will be also allowed to apply for new applications from offshore without requiring any border exemption, right? Thank you very much. Ka kite ano, and see you next time. Please contact us for more information. Thank you, guys.